Ooh, little collision there. All right, hit. And a whistle. Yeah, it looks like Waller's going in the box. Welcomed by Robbie. All right, so now we're going on the penalty kill. We have Chase, Hannock, Davis, and Ben out there to shut this one down. Face off by Chase. No, not face off by Chase. Sorry, face off by Hannock. Ramapo takes possession, passes it over. Davis is ready. Davis shuts it down, chases the puck back with a nice hit. He tries to stay part of that play by bouncing on the floor. Shot off of Sully. Two beautiful blocks by Sully and a punch. Little bit of aggression at the net. That was a great job shutting it down. All right, we're going to face off in our zone. Same lines. Hannock faces off. Puck flies out to their zone. 13 seconds left with a minute and a half left on our penalty kill. Hannock picks it up. Ramapo shuts it down. Puck flies loose. End of the period. Always a good time to reset. Currently it is 1-1 with a minute 19 left on our penalty. We've got Waller in the box. Definitely a little bit more hitting than compared to yesterday's game. Sorry about that. I guess our feed dropped for a little bit, but hopefully you're all back with us. We're starting the second period with 4-on-5 hockey. We've got a player in the box. Jackson faces off, wins the face-off, but Ramapo takes possession. They pass it up, look for somebody to pass to. Robo's on them. Puck flies in front of the goalie, but picked up by Jackson. Tried to send out by Cholak. Addison stops the pucks and passes it over to Jackson. Jackson turns the wheels with a nice shot off of goalie. Ramapo tries to take possession, but not for long. Addison's there. Back to Ramapo. They pass it across ice. Shut down by Addison. Cholak puts the pressure on, pushes them out. Robo's there to help. Puck goes behind the goalie, back to Ramapo defense, passes across ice with another shot. I think Cholak's probably going to the box. Pretty sure that. I think that was roughing or some sort of punch or something right in front of the net there. Looks like they're getting under each other's skin a little bit. Shocking. All right. Let's freshen it up here. We have Mason, Nate at the face-off with Bane and Ben on defense. Ramapo takes a shot, shut down by Sully. Ramapo takes possession, sends it back around to their defense. Defense lines up with a shot, with a shut down by Sully. Ramapo passes it back behind the goalie. They set up, look for somebody to pass to. Oh, right in front there, shut down with lots of pushing after this whistle. I don't love it. That's where we're getting all our penalties, is the little crumbs right in front of the net. All right, looks like now we're back on 5-on-5 with, must be an equal penalty. We've got two kids in the box, one from their team, one from our team, but nothing on the clock. 5-on-5 hockey. We've got Nate, Zarnowski, and Chase. Chase comes up. Puck flies back to our zone. Ramapo skates, Bane skates with icing. All right, same lines. Nate, Chase, and Zarnowski. Speaking of, Zarnowski takes possession back around the net, drops it back. Nate skates up to the corner, passes it back around the net to Zarnowski again. Gets tangled up, flies out to Ramapo. Ramapo skates up into our zone, passes it to no man's land. Ben picks it up, tangles up Ramapo. Bane takes over. Bane skates in. He's going all the way up to the corner. Nate's there. Chase is there in the middle. Ramapo takes possession. Nate's on their tail, applying pressure. Their pass is shut down by Zarnowski with a high shot to the net. To the rink net, not the goal net. All right, now we've got Marshall, Hannock, and Marks out there. Face off by Hannock. Wins the face off. Back to Davis with a hard shot to the goalie. Back to the corner. You've got Cholak and Marshall offering some adversity, but Ramapo carries the momentum back to our zone with a wide shot. Puck flies out. Possibly will be icing, but the puck slows way down. Ramapo takes it. Marks is on their tail. Passes it over. We've got Marshall and Waller. No, I'm sorry. I can't see who's out there. Marshall and Hannock. Ramapo takes possession, but we take it over. I don't want to speak too soon. Robo passes it back. Marks picks it up, sends it high. Shift change. We've got Jackson, Porter, and Waller's still out there. Waller coming in hot. Picks up the puck, passes it wide. Davis tries to keep it in Ramapo takes it out. Robo's there. All right, it looks like our equal penalties have cleared. 12:45 left in the second. Score is 1-1. We have Jackson, Waller, and Flitcroft on offense, with Bain and Cholak on defense.
Hustle!
Sorry, I'm moving down because I can't see everything. I might stop and interview the dads. That might be the wrong thing to do right now. All right, I'm heading down to the boards. All right, Ramapo takes a shot, but it is saved by Jackson, who sends it out high. Ramapo takes possession, passes it back. Their pass is stopped by Jackson and Waller. Waller passes it up to Griffin. Griffin chips it up. Ramapo takes possession. Try to pass it, and I think it hit Chase's hand. He's shaking that hand. That cannot feel good. All right. Great pass by Ben up to Griffin. Addison chases it. Ben keeps it in. Ben shuts it down again. I'm sorry, Bain. Bain keeps it in. Shuts it down with a hand. Carries it back behind the ice. Ben's there to try to keep it in. Ramapo continues the momentum, but we've got Addison down there to apply some pressure with a high shot. And a whistle for the puck off the net rink net. All right, looks like we have a face-off. Addison brings it in with the momentum. We've got Pyatt and Hannock right there to cause some adversity with a beautiful shot and a great save by their goalie. That was a nice shot by Camden Hannock. He's got a smile on his face. See, now I can see that I'm down here. He's facing off with Addison and Griff on offense, and we've got Davis and Robo on defense down here. Puck flies out. We've got Davis and Robo skating hard. Davis and Griffin work in the corner. See who comes out with it. Looks like Griffin. Slash on, I guess, on us because the other team's clapping. Slash on Davis. All right, we're going on to the penalty kill. It looks like Robo is staying out there by himself. We've got Ben coming out. We've got Jackson skating out. And Flitcroft. Face off by Jackson. Ben sends it out. Porter takes possession. Stays with it. Comes across on like a 3-on-1. Gets tangled up. Ramapo takes possession, comes back into our zone. They pass it across. Ben picks it up, sends it high. Ramapo skates, and we've got Porter on his back. Porter challenges. Ramapo passes it out. They're back into our zone. Skate. Incomplete pass. Back to the corner. Robo picks it up. Back to Ben. Shot on goalie, saved by Sully. Robo's there. Ben's there. Everybody's there. Shot shut down by Sully. 9 minutes left in the second. We have 51 minutes left on our penalty. We are sending out Bain, Nate, Hannock, and Cholak. Face off by Hannock. Hannock wins the face off. Cholak takes possession, passes it back to Nate. Nate gets it high. Passes it across to Camden. Nice shot by Bain. With a save by their goalie. All right, Cameron Hannock is going to face off again. Same kids out there. Ramapo takes it back to our zone. Cholak's there, Nate's there, Bain's there. Cholak shuts it down. Gets on a knee. Shut down by Bain. Bain applies some pressure in the corner there. Goes down. Ramapo takes a shot, but shut down. Nice pressure by Hannock, pushing them out of our zone. Good hit by Nate. Hannock takes over. Tries to keep it. Drops it back to Zarnowski, who just came on the ice. Zarnowski gets cluttered up by 3 Ramapo Saints. Zarnowski picks it back up. Preps for a shot. Great save by the goalie. Goalie is all over the place. Stick is flying behind them. Currently, their goalie does not have a stick. Ramapo sends it out of the zone, but not for long. We've got Addison, Chase, and Porter. Bain and Cholak out there. Mason coming off. Griffin coming on. Griffin takes possession of a pass attempt from Ramapo. Yo, it is just too early for all of this. All right, Addison takes over. Ramapo passes it high out to our zone. Ben skates with icing. 6.5 minutes, 1-1 second period. We have Jackson, Marshall, and Marks on offense with Robo and Ben out here on defense. Jackson centers, face off. Ramapo wins. Ramapo takes possession, sends it back behind. Our boys take possession. We've got Marks and LaPant up here working to keep possession of the puck. 2-on-2 back here in the corner with a third Ramapo coming in. Let's see who comes out with it. Ramapo does. They're back behind the net. Jackson has a nice hit. Puck flies out high to their defense. They skate, but Robo's out there already. Robo picks it up, sends it back behind our goalie. Puck flies out. Seth has some great speed, picks it up. Nice job shutting that one down. Robo keeps it in with a great shot. We had marks there in front of the net. Jackson does the same. Robo picks it up. We have pulled our goalie. I'm guessing they have a penalty. So it looks like we're going to go on the power play. They have a penalty for... I don't know. Interference, maybe. All right, so we're on a 2-minute power play, and we have Waller, Hannock, and Flitcroft. Flitcroft takes a shot on goal. We've got Hannock and Waller working the front of the net. Puck flies out to the corner. Hannock comes out with it, passes it up to Davis. Davis tries to take a shot. Ramapo stops it. Davis sends it back into the zone again. He's back working the defense back there, takes control of the puck, back over to Ben. Ben passes it back to Davis. Davis passes across ice. Ramapo picks it up, but Ben's there to shut it down. Shot high on Sully. Hannock takes it, puts his wheels on, gets smushed over here by me. Takes a shot wide. Bounces off of goalie, back into play. We've got Hannock and it's Flitcroft over there working to keep possession. Puck flies out in the middle of, right in front of their goalie. Ramapo sends it out for almost icing, but Ben is down there. We have, they're not happy. All right, so that's our second penalty. We're going to be going on a 5-on-3, I'm assuming. I did not see what happened. If y'all saw it at home. Looks like we're going to have Chase, Nate, and Mason out there. They're chit-chatting. And then we have Cholak and Robo on defense. We're going to go face off in our zone. I'm not quite sure so it must be an even penalty. I apologize. It's still 5-on-4. So we each have a player in the box from whatever just happened. So we still have the advantage with a penalty power play for 42 seconds. 4 minutes left in the second period. Chase Kennedy faces off. Chase takes it with a shot off to the goalie. Caught by the goalie. Back to face off. We still have Zarnowski, Nate, and Chase on offense with Robo and Cholak on defense. Face off wins by Chase over to Nate. Passes it back to Cholak. Cholak has a hard shot back in. Robo has another hard shot back in off the goalie. Cholak keeps it in. Ramapo takes it behind with a hard shot out, possibly for icing, it looks like, or not. Robo picks it up. Robo sends it across with icing that time. All right, 3 seconds left on our power play. 3:36 left on the clock in the second period. We have Jackson, Griffin, and Addison skating out on offense with Ben and Bain on defense. Jackson facing off. Goalie's ready. Jackson comes out with it. Ramapo takes a wide shot. Flies out to their defense. Addison's there. Addison keeps it in. Addison tries. Ben tries. Everybody's trying to pick it up. Addison flies the puck behind their net. Ramapo takes possession. Shut down by Ben. Ben picks it back up. Griffin helps out. Griffin sends it over to Bane, who dodges some adversity down there. Puck flies out to center ice. Ramapo picks it back up. Skates hard, passes it over. Griffin's on their tail. Bane picks up, passes it over to Cholak. No, that's Ben. I apologize. I can't not see. Can't get a good spot where I can see both ends of the ice and who's out there. All right, we've got an icing reset here. We have Waller coming out of the box. It looks like all the penalties have been cleared. Back to 5-on-5 hockey. 2 minutes, 17 seconds left in the second period. Score is still 1-1. We have Hannick, LaPlante, and Marks out here on face-off. Whoa! That was a great face-off win. Back to Davis. Davis with a slap shot. And a hug from his team with a beautiful goal. Beautiful. We needed that. All right, that was a goal with 2 minutes and 14 seconds left in the second. Same line. Better keep him out there and see if we can do it again. Hannick faces off. Puck flies back to our zone. Cholak picks it up. Looks for somebody to pass to, sends it off the glass. Marks tries to take possession, but the puck flies back out. Marks is there. Hannick is there. Cholak is there. Cholak keeps doing his low ice move. We said if he lays on the ice, he takes up half the ice. All right, speaking of Cholak. Penalty on Ramapo, and he is not pleased. I don't love when they get a penalty and they can just whack the puck somewhere. All right, our boys are ready. We've got Chase, who's going to face off with Flitcroft and Waller, and we've got Robo and Bane out there chit-chatting about what they're going to do. Face off by Chase. Chase wins it back. Waller helps out. Robo sends it back to the net. Puck flies to the corner with a beautiful hit by Flitty. All right, puck flies back out to our zone. Robo picks it up with a shot over to Flitty. He turns on his wheels right when he gets that pass. Comes up high. Ramapo's on their tail. Nice pass to the center. But it was bounced off the Ramapo. Puck flies out. Robo's there. Robo faces some adversity with a Ramapo back there. Let's see. Ramapo comes out with it. Passes it across the ice. They keep possession with a shot to the side of the goal. Canes take possession for a minute. Ramapo takes possession, comes down the middle with a beautiful shutdown by Robo. Chase takes possession, back to Bane. Bane sends it up to Waller. Waller turns and looks, passes it to the middle with Chase coming in hot. Chase keeps possession, looks for something to do with a great shot. Waller was there. We've got Nate over here on the corner. Passes it over to Bane. Passes it to Nate. Nate sends it to the middle with a great shot from Chase. Goalie shuts down. Ramapo takes the puck back to our zone. However, Nate shut it down. Passes it over to Jackson. And that's the end of the second. That was a nice, strong, I feel, finish. But if I ask the dads, it might be different.
What?
I thought it was a stronger finish in the second.
Oh, they played much
better. A little faster.
They had a great hit right there.
Yeah, and a little hit. That's what makes all the dads happy is when they skate and they hit. That's all they want. Pick it up. There are some mini hockey players here, like 6-year-olds, and it's the sweetest thing in the world. And they're looking at our kids like, what? It's very cute. Well, our kids are pretty big. I remember when I was a younger hockey parent looking at all these big kids. All right, we've got Zach putting his crutch in to start the third period. Hopefully my brain is awake a little bit more now. I feel like our boys had a great night last night hanging out together. It was a pretty night in Philly. We got to walk around. Some of us saw the Liberty Bell. Got some Christmas light energy. All right, we're facing off. Over here we have Nate Jackson and Zarnowski out there on offense. Ben on defense takes possession, out there working it with Cholak. Ben wheels it up to the side, faces about adversity of 3 Ramapo Saints. Puck flies back out to our zone with icing. Score is 2-1 as we begin the third period. 16 and a half minutes left. 5-on-5 hockey. We've got Addison, Hannock, and Griffin out there facing off with Bane and Robo. The Bane-Ben thing is getting me. All right, Ramapo sends it back behind. Puck flies out. Bane's there, keeps it in. Griffin's there, keeps it in. Robo's there, keeps it in. Passes it over to Addison. Addison sends it down the side. Chased by Hannock and Addison. Addison with a hop. Back to Robo. Robo keeps it in. Passes it over to Addison. Addison sends it down the center with a shot on goalie. Covered by goalie. Switching our lines, we have Chase, Marshall, and Seth Marks with Ben and Davis out here. Face off by Chase. Ramapo comes out with it with some speed, but it's shut down by Marshall. Marshall brings it to the side. Looks like there's a penalty, maybe? Oh, Ramapo brings it in with a shot right to the side. Nice block by Sully. I thought it was a penalty. It is not. Same lines, face off by Chase. Puck drops, wins by Chase, back to Ben. Ben sends it off the boards over to Marshall. Puck flies out to Davis. Davis keeps it in. Wow, he managed to get it all on. Back to Marshall, back to Ben. Ben passes it across to Davis. Davis skates it in with another slap shot. Back to the glass. Marshall's there to pick it up, sends it across. Got some fresh legs coming out with Flitcroft, Jackson, and Waller out here now. Cholak and Robo on defense. Cholak pushes Ramapo down, takes possession, back to Waller. Waller passes it back to Flitcroft, back to Robo. Robo keeps it in. Ramapo takes possession, but we have Jackson on his tail. Cholak applying nice pressure. And a shot on goal covered by Soli. We've got Bain and Ben out here on defense with Hannock, Nate, Zarnowski. Hannock comes out of our zone with it. Puck comes back. Bain picks it up. Looks for something to do with it. Passes it out. Intended for Zarnowski, but picked it up by Ramapo. It's okay. Ramapo lose control, and Zarnowski comes out with a breakaway. About 3 Ramapo Saints behind him, but he makes a beautiful goal. That was a great goal. That goalie just pancaked out in front of the goal. Beautiful work. All right, after that beautiful goal, we are changing out our lines. It looks like we have Griffin. Looks like we're going to take a little pause there, goalie. I don't know if they're going to switch out their goalie, but it looks like the goalie is either having an equipment problem or some, I don't know. Oh, I think somehow the goalie got hurt. That's what I said. He kind of like pancaked out on his belly during that one. So their goalie's coming off the ice. Looked like he somehow got hurt on that play. They're switching goalies. Their goalie's down there warming up the best he can. 13:40 left in this third period. The score is 3-1. We have Griffin, Addison, and Chase out there on offense. Davis helping out on defense. And Robo. Puck flies out for icing. Face off where we want it. Same lines. We have Chase facing off. Oh no, I'm sorry. This is a different line, I think. Chase, Addison, and Griffin. We've got Chase and Griffin back in front of the net. Griffin picks it up, passes it back to Davis. Davis goes to whack it, but slows it down a little bit. Ramapo takes possession, skates it up. Davis is there. Addison is there. Addison takes possession, sends it up. Chase comes in with the wheels, slides out. Ramapo takes possession. Puck flies out. See who picks it up? Chase does. Chase passes it back to Davis. It slides back behind him. Davis passes it over to Robo. Robo passes it back to Davis. Davis sends it out. Addie sends it to Griffin. Ramapo takes possession. They look for something to do. Pass it up to our zone. Davis is down there. Davis gets sandwiched. Ramapo takes it back. We've got Jackson and Davis in front of the goal down there. Jackson shuts it down with a shot. And unfortunately a goal. They were able to do a quick pass right in front of the goal there. And get it into the side. Score is 3-2. 12 minutes left in the third. Needless to say, we need another one. Jackson's ready to face off with Seth and Griffin. We've got Cholak and Ben out there now on defense. Sorry, that is not Griffin. That is Marshall. Seriously, the uniforms get like folded and I can't tell who's out there. All right. Speaking of, Marshall's there to try to pick it up. It flies back to Ben. Ben does a shot high above the net and off the glass. $11:40 left. Facing off in their zone. Now we have, looks like Cameron Hannock is going to face off with Waller and Flipcroft on offense. Cholak and Ben back there on defense. Face off. Can't tell who won that one. Puck flies out. It's all right. Cholak takes it over back to Ben. Ben sends it back in. Flitcroft is there. Ramapo sends it out with Ben, who tries to bring it back out. Ramapo takes possession. Pass. Shut down by Flitcroft. Taken over by Cholak. Cholak sends it high, intended for Hannock, but that puck was bouncy. 11 minutes on the dot left, third period. We still have Cameron Hannock, Waller, and Flitcroft out there on offense. Robo and Ben on defense. Bain. Nope, Bain. They did switch. Robo and Bain. Bain takes it back behind the net. Passes it off the boards. Waller tries to pick it up. Ramapo takes possession with a shot that comes off the glass. Tangle up in the corner there. Robo tries to come out with it with a punch in the head. That was not appreciated. Lots to tangle up, but Bain sends it out. That was a great job by Flitcroft to sustain that hit. He stayed with it and he skates up, hits somebody else. Waller takes possession back to Bain. Bain has it with a shot from the side. And pushing. It's got to stop. Looks like their goalie's coming back out. So it looks like Bain is going to go in the box. And so it's an even penalty. We've got one of us and one of them going into the box. Looks like we're still 5-on-5 hockey. 10 minutes left. Score is 3-2. Canes are up. We've got Zarnowski, Nate, and Kennedy out there. Kennedy faces off, wins the face-off. Zarnowski carries the momentum back behind the net, passes it up to Ben. Ben passes it over to Robo. It flips back behind Robo, but he recovers well, sends it back into the zone. Ramapo sends it out. We've got kids tangled up down there with a penalty on them because we were down and they just punched us. There was a headshot, it looked like. So it looks like 2 of their kids are going in. Let's see what comes out of this. So we had an equal penalty in there already. Now, 2 of their kids skated off. They have 3 kids in the box. Looks like we're going on a 5-on-3 based on the kids that are on the ice right now. We have Addison, Jackson, and Griffin out there chit-chatting with Cholak and Davis. Susie's trying to figure out who to put where what. Let's see what she puts up here. I'm wondering if they got a 10 and 2. All right, so we are pulling our kids back to have a little chat, but the ref said nope. Thought we'd take advantage of a little pause here, but all right, so like I said, we have Addison, Jackson, and Griffin out here on offense with Cholak and Davis on defense. We're facing off in their zone. They have 2 2-minute penalties just posted. 9.5 minutes left in the third. 5-on-3 hockey. Ramapo takes possession, looks for somebody to pass to, sends the puck out all the way down to Sully. Sully gives it to Davis. Davis sends it forward to Jackson. Jackson passes it over to Griffin, who comes in with some speed, but unfortunately misses that shot. Flies back to Sully. Sully waits to give it to Davis again. Davis sends it out. We've got Addison coming through, passes it over to Jackson with an offsides, I think. All right, so now we have Marshall, Hannick, and Seth Marks out here on the face-off. Hannick faces off. Marshall takes over, passes it back to Hannick. Hannick makes a shot on goal. We had Seth right there to help out. Ben passes it to Robo. Robo keeps it in with a shot wide. Ben picks it up, sends it back behind the goal. Cameron passes it out to Marshall with a great shot, blocked by goalie. They try again. Cameron has it, sends it out to Ben. Ben lines it up, skates in, makes a shot, a little bit wide. We've got Cameron and Seth back there. Cameron Hannick comes out with it. Puck flies out. We've got Ramapo skating, but Ben is there to try to shut it down. They come in. Oh, almost. Nice slide out by Sully. It's okay. The Canes take over. Marshall passes it over to Hannick. Hannick skates with some speed, takes possession back behind the net, looks for somebody to pass to. Passes it over to Robo. Robo winds it up, and Seth was right there with a great attempt for Seth Marks. Seth sends it back to Robo again, back to Cholak. Cholak lines it up, caught by goalie. At least we got some shots. I'm surprised that we have cleared all the penalties already. That was a quick power play. So it looks like we're back on 5-on-5. We've got Cholak and Ben still out here, but now we have Waller, Chase, and Flitcroft. Chase faces off, wins the face-off back to Cholak. Cholak sends it high down the glass. Waller goes to pick it up, I think. Yep, sends it back to Flitcroft. Flitcroft sends it to the middle, back to him again. He's back behind the net with 2-on-1. Fortunately, Ramapo comes out with it, but Ben picks it up, brings it back into the zone. Slitty comes out of nowhere with a nice hit, back to Ben. Ben, he had some nice wheels there, but loses it back to Ramapo. They come up with some speed, but Cholak's there to shut it down. Ramapo takes possession. Puck flies out to the corner. Ben's there. Ben sends it around. Let's see who picks it up. Looks like Sully picks it up with a nice save. All right, 6.5 minutes left. Score is 3-2. Canes are up. We have Jackson facing off with Nate and Zarnowski. Zarnowski stays in it. Puck flies back to Robo. Robo passes it over to Davis. Tangle up in the corner. Ramapo sends it off the post. I don't know if you could hear that. Ramapo takes possession again. Jackson takes over, tries to kick it. Ramapo takes it back. We've got Nate and Davis right there to shut that down. Let's see if we come out with it. Yep, passes it out Zarnowski. Zarnowski sends it to Jackson, who passes it up, and it bounces off a Ramapo Saint. All right, switching it up here. Griffin, Panic, Addison. Back on there on offense with Bain and Ben. Panic faces off, wins it back to Ben. Ben sends it into their zone. Oh, Addison is right there in front of the net. Ramapo takes it over, sends it up. They complete their pass, but not for long because Bain takes over. Bain comes in with wheels and a whistle. Five and a half minutes left. Score is 3-2. Looks like we have Chase, Panic. We need another one. Oh, that's why we don't have another one. We have a penalty. Looks like Ben is in the box for a 2-minute penalty. A mess in front of the ice. We're in front of Sully. All right, we're on a penalty kill, so we have Panic and Chase out there with Bain and Cholak. Like I said, 5.5 minutes left. 2-minute penalty kill. Score is 3-2. Ref is chatting with the bots. I think they're adjusting. Yeah, they're adjusting the clock now. We have 5:13 left. Panic faces off, wins that face off, comes out with it. Sends it back to their zone. Chase skates up, offers some pressure. Ramapo completes their pass up. They pass across the ice, down. Shot blocked. Bain tries to take it out. Good effort on his part. Puck flies back out to their zone. They take over possession. Pass it across ice. They complete another pass. Back and forth, back and forth. Let's see. Puck flies back behind our goal. Robo picks it up. Puck flies free, and we have Hannick skating with his heart out. Hannick gets there. Let's see. They're tangled up in the corner. Let's see who comes out with it. Ramapo pops out, looks for somebody to pass to. They bring it back to our zone. Cholak takes possession and sends it out. Their goalie shuts it down. Saints take over. 12 seconds left on this penalty kill. Saints have it back behind their goal. Jackson applies some nice pressure. Pass across ice. Shot wide by Ramapo. Marks picks it up. Marks. Shot wide again by Ramapo. Addison comes out with it. Skates up. He's got some help from Marks and Jackson. Jackson keeps it in. Marks, sends it out into front of the net. Jackson was there. Ramapo comes out with it. Robo's there to shut it down. Nice work. Robo and Davis work together. Davis sends it out. Ramapo sweeps it out. We've got Marshall on his tail. Marks on his tail. Back 5-on-5 hockey. 2.5 minutes left. Canes bring it back to their zone with a nice shot by Seth Marks. Caught by the goalie. We're going to face off with, looks like, Chase. Waller and Flitcroft. And we have Ben and Cholak back here on defense. Face off by Chase. Canes come out with it. Waller picks it up. Looks for somebody to pass to. We've got Chase in the front. Flitcroft behind the goal. Flitcroft catches that pass. Looks to send it to somebody in the front. Sends it back behind for Chase to pick it up. Chase picks it up. Ramapo takes possession. Carry it out into our zone. 1 minute, 45 seconds left. Cholak takes control of the puck. Recovers. Let's see if we can get it out of the zone with a whistle. 1.5 minutes. Looks to me like we have a timeout. Timeout, chit chat, 1.5 minutes left. Score is 3-2 at the end of the third. Let's send some positive vibes from home.
I don't think we're going to start right after. Larry, that thing was shaking. Okay. You would have heard the anger.
Have anything to say?
I got nothing.
I got nothing. All right. Timeout is over. Face off by Chase. Waller takes possession, sends it up into their zone. It flies back behind the goal. Ramapo takes possession. Pass it up, but not for long. We've got Zarnowski on his tail, Davis on his tail, and Panic out there to shut it down. Robo offers pressure. Puck flies back behind the goal. It looks like the Canes come out with it in our zone. Zarnowski Nice job. He comes out. Woo! So that was an empty net goal by Zarnowski. They had pulled their goalie there, which was awesome because we definitely needed that. Score is 4-2. 49 seconds left. I feel like it rarely works when you pull your goalie, but that's just me. Anyway, face off. Ramapo takes possession, brings it back into their zone, our zone, but not for long. Ben tries to shut it down, but puck does fly out. Ramapo takes possession. Addison's there to cause some chaos. Back and forth between Ramapo and Canes. Good shot by Griffin. Puck flies out to our zone. Ben picks it up, skates back behind the goal. And it looks like everybody knew it was over there. Good game. All right, so final score is 4-2. Nice win by the Canes. Great start to our weekend. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you again tonight at 6 o'clock.